So check it out. Finally got around to cleaning my desk. It's clean-ish. Considering what I do, sanding and sculpting, I think it looks pretty good. Always proud of myself when I get a part of my work area clean. Now it's time to get to work.
That's okay. Yeah.
Now back to this sculpture. I wanted to give you guys an idea of how I approach some of the design process, how I draw on it. What I got here is a Prismacolor. Just get a little dark Prismacolor right here. You can use whatever you want. You can use markers and stuff, but I prefer this. It doesn't really stay, but as long as I get a visual idea before I approach this, and it really helps out. See, I already have this all marked off over here. And I'm gonna come in with the Dremel later on and then add some more clay. Because I originally wanted it to be like panels, like this, like metal parts. But I don't think that would look as cool anymore after I added this little bit. So now I want to just go ahead and later on Dremel in and then add some clay. Give it some more depth. You see that line right there? You see that little pattern I'm doing here? And then I want to carry some of this stuff in here. Yeah, the metal was looking a little too clean for my taste. Want to dirty it up like he's been in the water for a long time. Uh-oh. Check it out. This is what happens with Prismacolor. It's just so strange sometimes. The back right here doesn't always glue into itself, I guess. Like the lead. So check it out. So weird. I have a lot of Prismacolors that do this. I don't know why. You just push it out. Put a little super glue in there. I think the super glue is out. Well, anyways, yeah, that's what I do. I'll put some super glue and then pop it right back in. Actually, let me go do that real quick. Here you go. Anyways, so yeah, back to designing this. I was gonna do some little designs right here. If you find that the Prisma isn't really, if you're finding that it's not really drawing on the toy, just give it a quick buff like this. Hopefully that'll help the problem out. Ah, there we go. See, I'm able to draw on it now. Looking around, I think the rest of it looks pretty good, in my opinion. Well, if you're wondering about this tape, I mean, this would be a lot worse if I didn't have the tape on here. But I usually put like some kind of masking tape over the pieces that I'm not sculpting on. My hands get really dirty when I am sculpting, and they'll end up leaving like residue behind. And so I leave these things on. So if the clay builds up, at least it's only building up on the tape here, and it's easy to peel off. Sometimes you get some stuff like this left behind. So they'll sneak in there, but it would be a lot worse without it. So I just got into the habit of doing that. Hello and good morning, everyone. Today, I actually woke up early with Michelle. And I actually don't feel awful. That's a good thing. Oh yeah, this cup here, I want it to be like Michelle today. I stole her cup.
Excuse me.
Just kidding. Actually, we ended up getting two of these. For some reason, two got shipped to us. So I ended up using the other. I do what I want. I want to be a copycat.
I do it. They should say, I do what Michelle does. I'm gonna get a Sharpie and fix your cut.
Okay, Michelle's gonna do that. Maybe you should draw like long hair on the little raccoon.
Oh, yeah.
We should get one for Ollie too. Ollie needs one of these. Here's an update on this piece. Last night, I just let it cure because at this point, I'm probably gonna want to start sanding, and I usually don't start sanding these pieces until maybe 24 hours later. Because even when it's cured, I feel like a lot of it's still a little soft. Well, too soft for carving and sanding. So at this point, I'm probably gonna end up adding maybe a little bit more clay on some instances, like maybe right here. Maybe I need to probably carve this in, or I'm gonna extend this panel out. I'm not sure yet. And then the boots need a little bit more work. Probably thicken up these right here. Are they gonna thicken these up, or I'm probably gonna get in with some sandpaper and maybe smooth these out a little bit more? I haven't decided yet. And what else? Yeah, a lot of cleaning. I'm gonna go in here and start making everything look nice and smooth. Maybe rough up the clothes a little bit. Tattered shoulder sleeves like I do. See, if you see me in these videos, you're gonna notice that I don't wear any sleeves because one, it's too hot to be wearing sleeves even in this apartment, and two, a lot of my work shirts they just have no sleeves. So yeah, and they're really messy, nasty shirts. So you probably won't see me a lot in these videos because these things are pretty grody. Anyways, so that's the plan for today. Just wanted to give you a little update on that. Now that the clay has dried, I've had it here for several days actually, just sitting around. And I feel like I'm just jumping from project to project. That seems to be the process of what I do anyways. And yeah, now I get to go back to this one and start cleaning it up and kind of find out where I want to take it from here. I'm pretty much at the final steps, I think. What I need to do here is I need to start get like a pretty thick grit, and then with this sandpaper, this grit, I don't even know the numbers. I should know the numbers, but I don't. It's a pretty heavy grit, and I'm just gonna go on the surface and kind of even it out. Gonna do some planes on it. I mean, you can have rounded edges, but I think this guy will look cooler with sharper edges. Right now I don't have my fan on, just because it would be like a bunch of noise, but I just want to run through what steps I do before I kind of time lapse this. So let's get one of these out, these files. Get one with a little sharp edge like that. And in the video, you'll probably see me do that number. Go in here and maybe do this little thing. And go in there and do this. Get right in there, you know, stuff like that. And like always, I'll probably go in there and chisel out little pieces of clay that get stuck. And then I'm probably gonna rough up the clothes too. Since he's been living underwater, he needs to have roughed up clothes and kind of mess up the armor a little bit too. And what else? Yeah, and just pretty much clean up all this stuff that I had in the past. Seam this with some sandpaper too. And it's gonna be fun. Let's see how far we get today. Oh yeah, forgot the Dremel too. That's gonna be going in here and digging this stuff out. All right, here we go.
All right, so Gino's in a panic because he can't find his favorite tool. So.
See if it's in here. Look at when I used to be organized.
Okay.
Somewhat organized, I guess.
And just for the record, I promise I did not take and hide his favorite tool.
So after this part is all done, I'm just gonna come in here. I think I got some of this grit. So I actually have it in front of me. So it's gonna be a P120 grit. It's what I use for kind of this. I mean, I know there's supposed to be like levels to this. Like there's supposed to be like a method. Like you start off with this, and then you move down to this. But I kind of just move back and forth. It's just how I feel about it. And then like the other one I was using was this one. It's the 80 grit. So you know. And then, yeah, basically these are the only two I really use in the sanding process when I want to like seam. See, I already started right here. Can you see that? And I don't have my fan on again, so just a heads up. How's it already getting? It looks so cool. I mean, it's not gonna look seamless, but those seams are gonna look like they belong in there, you know? And that's not going to be too much of an issue, or will it? Well, we won't know until we seal it with primer. No, till we prime it with primer filler, and we'll get to see where all these seams are at. But right now, this is a good starting point. And then, like I said, you get where's my sponge
Thingy?
No, apparently that's a thing. Michelle has mentioned that I keep calling everything a thingy when I don't know it. So that's really funny. And yeah, I do.
So take a drink or a shot every time Gino says
a thingy. And I would just, okay.
Or loses a tool.
I know.
Or a thingy.
So this is the nail polish. I keep calling it a nail polish. The nail sander thingy. That was not on purpose. It just comes out, you know? It just can't help it. And, you know, I'll just go ahead and buff that out, see where I'm at. It's okay if you get a little bit of this on the other piece. It's just on the arm. It's not a big deal. Look at that. I mean, that's looking pretty good. And then after that, I'll probably get this tool. Well, any one of these files, really. And go in there and start cleaning up a lot of this clay buildup. And I'm just gonna go ahead and transfer that, whatever I did here, I'm gonna do that on this side. And then, like I said, I'm gonna go in, probably with this tool. We'll see how it works. I'm gonna find out what carves best right now and start messing up the clothes a little bit. You know, oh yeah, that looks great. See, look at kind of, give a little, maybe a little some of that. Maybe it's coming up on camera, but nice little rough up. And then you can always like kind of get some sandpaper to bring it down a little bit. It starts looking too much.
See that beautiful texture? I'm gonna do a zoom.
Look at that. Doesn't that look great? And like I said, like pretty much this is the sandpaper I use, the 120, and that's what I use to clean up all that residue from the clay. Look how nice that comes out. I'll be doing this all over the piece. And when we come back, this should be pretty much sanded down and primed, and then we'll see all the mistakes and see how we're gonna fix that. Here, I feel I am at the home stretch. I just need to mark off any parts I need to clean off, basically. So, I think right here, I don't know if you can, there we go. I think right here needs to be a little bit more sharp. So I'll probably mark that off. Right here too. See, this side looks more defined. That side, not so much. Take a peek, look around. Still come in here in the teeth. Probably clean these up a little more. Some more definition on the side right here on the mouth. A lot of it looks really good. Maybe some cleaning up right here. Maybe better transitioning from the clay to the toy right here. Maybe round this off a little bit more. Look how rough that looks. It looks a little too sharp, those edges. Probably come in with a rounder Dremel bit and just kind of smooth those out a little bit. Over here too. But there's really not that much left. Looks pretty good to me. Home stretch, guys. All right, it looks like we are done. I have sprayed it with the primer filler. You can see, I didn't show this one earlier. This one is the companion piece to the original toy. And I went ahead and added some little details just to the head Did some roughing up of the metal a little bit. Not too much stuff going on here. Still looks good. I think it complements it really well. I'm pretty confident it's done.